So today we're going to learn all about the preterite tense. In Spanish, this is one of the two different past tenses they have. So like when we have words that end in ed, we're going to use these new sets of endings. There's actually two past tenses in Spanish. This one is used with like specific times. There's a different past tense called the imperfect that's used when we don't know exactly what time an event took place. So really, conjugating in the preterite tense and present tense are the exact same process. So you don't have to learn anything new with the process. So like we'll take off our old ending as step one. So if I have a verb such as correr, to run, my step one is take off the old ending. Step two is add the new ending. So let's say I want to say we run. That ending in present was EMOS, so it would still be corremos. So like I said, the process is exactly the same. However, the endings are different. So here are the endings for AR verbs. So if a verb ends in AR, these are the endings you'll use now. So before, the yo form was always O. Now it's going to be E with an accent mark. And note that there's an accent mark here on the yo form and then also on the LA usted form. And those are very important, so that way you know which tense it's referring to. So that's the AR endings. ER and IR, we are very fortunate they have the same set of endings, so there's really only two sets of endings to memorize for this tense. And note again the accent marks on the yo and LA usted form. So now that you should have those written down, I want to note that the AR and IR nosotros forms are the same as in present tense. So like both present and preterite or past tense have amos there, for instance. So you have to use context clues to know which tense is being used. So I know they're the same endings, that's not a mistake, but I just want you to be aware of it. So that's how you do regular verbs in the preterite tense. We'll be learning some irregulars for the preterite or past tense. In Spanish 1, you'll learn a whole lot more in Spanish 2. But I'm going to introduce one group of irregulars right now. So these are called car, gar, zar verbs. And that's because the letters C, G, and Z can either be hard letters or soft letters. So if I have the letter C, it could make the K sound or the S sound. G, we can have G or J. In Z, we can have Z or S. So what happens is these all have an A after them right now when we're in the infinitive form. And then when we have yo form of AR, we put an E after them. And then the E after them makes them sound different. So note, this is only in the yo form only, and it's only for these three types of irregulars. So what's happening in the yo form, C is going to have to become QU for these car verbs, G becomes GU, and then Z becomes C. So you'll just have to memorize these irregulars, which letters change to what. Here's some examples, and once again, this is only in the yo form and only in the preterite tense. So like here, tocar, yo form, it would be tose, but I want it to be that hard k sound, so it had to become C to QU here to keep that hard sound. There's a few more examples, like G becomes GU, Z becomes C, and these yo form preterite verbs. So once again, this is only yo form, only in the preterite, and only for these verbs that end in car, gar, and zar to keep the hard sound. And here's the letters they change to. So that's only for a few verbs. Most of what you need to know is these two sets of endings. You are already experts on the process, but just knowing these two new sets of endings. Hasta luego.